An interview with John Ferguson, running for Lawrence County Commissioner. What made you want to run this time?
Well, there are several factors that made me want to run, but probably the most important factor for me was that my wife and I are raising 5 children, and I want our children to feel like that Lawrence County can be their home for years to come. I see that we've gotten to a place where our kids are moving away to get educations, and they're moving away to find work and employment in places where they're hundreds of miles away from what we call home. And that's one of the biggest factors for me is wanting my 5 kids to feel like they can make Lawrence County their home.
What in your background or education or particular characteristic makes you qualify?
Well, I feel that I have a pretty good record of leadership, and my leadership roles started from the time I was in high school, being a leader in academics, athletics, extracurricular groups such as Students Against Drunk Driving and the Key Club, and the student council and that sort of thing. And I moved on into the military and was in the Navy. And I continued that leadership role there with leading the folks that I worked with there. And that transitioned back to when I came back into the civilian world. I've worked as a leader in the healthcare industry, the manufacturing industry, the corrections industry. So I feel like my leadership style and those sort of things are what really have contributed to my ability to be a viable candidate for this position.
All right, if elected, what are the top 2 or 3 things you would want to accomplish?
Well, like I said earlier, the first thing is that I really feel like that we need to focus a whole lot more time and energy on bringing good, sustainable jobs to our county. We've seen growth in businesses, but we haven't necessarily seen growth in job creation. Businesses coming in and setting up shop here and relocating workers from other areas isn't necessarily a net job gain for Lawrence County. I think that we need to start working with entrepreneurs and investors that want to grow Lawrence County by growing new sustainable businesses that can offer good paying wages for people that live here already, the people that do call Lawrence County home. The benefit is just threefold basically for that, because we all know that any dollars spent in local businesses and businesses within our county are going to be recirculated right here in our county. I would like to see us become a whole lot more self-sustaining. Not to say that we don't work with our surrounding counties and states, but at the same time we need to be a little bit more self-sufficient in those aspects. Another issue that I think really needs to be worked on is the drug epidemic that we have here in Lawrence County. The amount of prescription medicine and heroin addicts that we have right now is just at a fever pitch. I think we need to develop some serious programs to look at rehabilitating these people versus incarcerating these people. There are programs in place. I think they're possibly underutilized, and I think there's a great opportunity to create more programs like this. Some of the work that I did when I was in the military actually was dealing directly with addicts. We did a lot of therapy with addicted military personnel. We developed a lot of programs at that time to get these guys back into the shape that they needed to be in to be serving in the military. So to me, that's a large focus and a large drain on the county is dealing with this stuff. And I think we could refocus that energy. The third thing is probably that I would like to, I see a lot of issues that have sat and been issues for a long time. The one that everybody's talking about, and it is a very obvious one, is the county jail. There's been enough talk and enough ideas put together that it's time for action. We've got to stop pushing this down the road and keep pushing it to the next generation and the next generation to try to solve. It's time to sit down with the sheriff. It's time to sit down with developers. It's time to get an actual plan together and take action on a plan to get a jail built here in Lawrence County so that we can move forward with that. A jail could be even a revenue source for the county. There could be extra beds involved there to where we could house prisoners from other counties. Right now we're spending out, the current commissioners have just budgeted $580,000 to house prisoners in other counties. If we had our own jail, that's money that could be coming into the county versus going out. So I think there's several things like that that are just back burner things that stay on the back burner, whether it be because it's politically disadvantageous to deal with them right now, or whatever the case may be. But as I've told everybody that I've ever talked to during this whole campaign season, I'm not worried about 4 years from now. So the next election isn't as big a concern to me. My concern is getting things done and getting some issues taken care of and doing the things that the county needs done. I'm not interested in how large of a carryover we have from year to year. We're not a wealthy county, and everybody knows that. So the money that we do bring in from year to year needs to be utilized. Of course, there's always that rainy day fund, but we have the funds to take care of some things that need to be taken care of, and I feel they need to be done. So those are really probably my top 3 priorities: is bringing good, sustainable jobs, dealing with the drug epidemic, and taking care of some latent problems that the county's seen for years now that need to be handled.
Do you think you can work with your fellow commissioners?
I do. I actually have what I would consider a fairly good relationship with the current commissioners, as well as all those that are running for commissioner this time around. I've spoke with each one of them one-on-one. I think for the most part, everybody has the right ideas in mind. It's a matter of I think that nepotism plays a key factor in a lot of things that are happening right now. And I think a fresh start with somebody new and kind of getting away from those type of ways is desperately needed. And I think everybody, I won't say everybody, but I think most people in the county feel the same way, that we need a fresh start, a new view on things. I've said before that my leadership style isn't one from, you hear a lot of times in the national media about people either leading from the front or leading from behind, and my philosophy is more of leading from the center. And by that I mean I want to be surrounded by the people that want to help get this stuff done. I want to be right there with them with the sleeves rolled up and doing it. I don't think that there's a necessity to be standing behind everybody watching things happen, or standing in front of everybody trying to tell everybody where to go. There are people that know how to do these things. There's plenty of smart, educated, hardworking people in Lawrence County that want to see these things done, and it's vital that we utilize that, and the commission for one needs to be more accessible to the people. And I think, one of my key expectations is for the commissioners' meetings to actually be held when people can actually come to them. Right now they're 10 o'clock on Thursday mornings. That's difficult for a lot of working people to show up to, myself included. I would like to see the commissioners have meetings in the evenings, but And I think I've got some support with that, with other commissioners and with other people that are running for the office. So getting back to your original question, I guess, yes, I feel like I've got a good working relationship with the folks that are there now and anybody that would be running.
Why should I vote for you?
Well, kind of going back to what I just said, I feel like we're at a point now in our county's makeup where we need to shift some focus and we need to move towards some newer, fresher ideas. I did a lot of this type of work, and especially in the economic development world, as executive director of Ironton Alive for a few years. We worked towards improving the business environment for downtown Ironton specifically, and for the Ironton as a whole secondarily. I think we spend a lot of our money, time, and energy not necessarily on things that are moving the county forward, but more things that are keeping people complacent in where they are. There needs to be changes. We need to make changes to the things that we're doing in the county. The jail is a prime example. Our emergency services crews are prime examples. I've talked to our 911 communicators. I've talked to dispatchers. I've talked to firefighters. There are better ways of doing things that we do, and you just have to ask the people that do them, and they'll tell you that there are better ways to do it, and more expedient ways, and more efficient ways, and cost-effective ways. And I would be that kind of commissioner. The kind of commissioner that I want to be is one that goes and talks to people that actually do these jobs, that actually talks to the businesses in South Point, and Chesapeake, and Proctorville, and Athalia, and Ironton, and Colgrove, and Ade, and actually talks to these folks and asks them what the best ways are to assist them in making businesses grow there. I really feel like we're at a prime opportunity right now to see growth within the county and to see everybody start prospering. And to do that, I think we just need a fresh direction, and I feel like I would be that fresh direction.